Hello, welcome. This is Sean with another video, and for this video, it's going to be a summer tag response video for Peter there in Japan. Music is a journey, of course, and also Bobby Gayler. He did a great video with Bobby. I think it was originally live, and I guess I missed the notification. I'm not sure what I was doing at the time, but didn't see it live. Finally caught up while I'm watching the video. It's in its entirety this morning. It's my weekend. We've been working quite a few hours, so I haven't been able to do any videos and haven't been able to watch many response videos. Watched a couple today and still need to get going on my weekend tomorrow, where I'm off as well. But anyway, Bobby Gayler was on the video, a channel that I've always loved since he started it. And I guess he shut down his channel. Unfortunately, Peter made a remark that he missed the channel. Somehow Bobby got wind of it, and they collaborated to do a great video, and I'll put a link in the description for the original video. Of course, Peter, one of my favorite channels there in Japan. And so, list of 15 questions, and all of them are very well thought out questions. I really enjoy all these questions, although it's going to be a pain in the ass to put everything back, these two big stacks here in the back. But we'll start with the first question here. So the first question, summer usually means constant summer sunny days. Show an album with the image of the sun on the cover. I elected to go with a recent pickup in my collection, and that's the Association. This is Birthday, their third studio album, late 60s album. I think it's, I want to say, maybe a handful of records in their catalog, maybe 6 or 7. But this is one I saw many times actually on VC videos, is the Association, in particular this album, it seems. So I saw it as a throw-in at a recent, some records that I bought. I got the cheap shipping for this. It was barely any money. The cover is torn to shit. It's a really bad cover. It's like a G+ cover, but the vinyl plays really good. And I think, based on listening to this album a few times, a handful of times, I do wish to get an upgraded copy, so a better copy of this. But here they are in the front there, the psychedelic shirts, and there's the sunshine there on the album. For the first question, I would say late 60s Baroque pop, psychedelic pop. I think I saw one time it was defined as psychedelic pop. Sunshine pop would be a good description as well. But overall, a very good album, I feel. And there's the 6 members there in the back. I prefer the members depicted in the front in the cover. I think it's a pretty cool cover. And it's in a nice green label, which I thought was excellent. You don't see this green label that often, I feel. I don't have any in my collection for sure. This is a Warner Brothers 7 Arts Records production. Sounds great on my turntable. Very good album. Recommend it highly. The Birthday, and that's, I'm sorry, the Association. Name of the album was Birthday. All right, the second one, being an R.E.M. goober I am, I picked R.E.M. for the second prompt, and the question is, since summer is made up of 3 months, June, July, and August, show an album by a trio. And so this is R.E.M.'s first album, being a trio. Of course, prior to this album, they were not a trio, a 4-piece band. Bill Berry left the band after New Adventures in Hi-Fi. He had a brain aneurysm during the Monster Tour in Europe. He was rushed to the hospital, had emergency brain surgery. It's amazing that he even survived that surgery. Brain surgeries are very complex procedures. And so he got over the brain surgery, and amazingly, they canceled their tour dates for the Monster Tour in Europe, the remaining dates. But they did have concert dates there in the US, and he recovered, and they resumed their tour, the North American portion of the Monster Tour. New Adventures in Hi-Fi was a record after Monster, and the one preceding this one. And it's many critics think that's a top 5 R.E.M. album. I'm inclined to agree that it's one of their top albums, New Adventures. This one is a far departure from that as a trio. They didn't lose any guitarists, but they drastically reduced the guitars on this album here, R.E.M's, and the name of this album is R.E.M. Up. And so definitely less guitar, keyboards, electronic elements throughout this album. Also a drum machine, which you go from Bill Berry's great drumming to a drum machine. Although they did have session artists on this album, such as Joey Waronker and Barrett Martin were the session drummers on this particular album. So give them their credit for that. Yeah, but also a drum machine, so it's kind of disappointing. First song off this one, for me anyway, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth for what's to come, but and it's called Airport Man. I never liked that, and it's more of experimental electronic sound that I kind of alluded to in the beginning, but this album kind of takes off after that. The Lotus is a song that Michael Stipe, lead singer of R.E.M., always championed. He thought that was the big hit off this album. He was disappointed that the Lotus song did not make it bigger than it was. He thought that would be the standout track. I think as evidenced by R.E.M., the BBC sessions, which I think was made around the same time. Yeah, he thought this would do really well, kind of a defining song for the band in their career. Didn't turn out that way. I know Mike Mills from R.E.M. Didn't like it, didn't ever see the appeal of Lotus from what I gathered from watching interviews. But the rest of this album, I kind of in the middle. I like Lotus, but I don't think it's one of their best tracks off this one. Day Sleeper is a great song off this, as well as At My Most Beautiful. Two beautiful songs on this one, slower songs, tracks that could go well. Automatic for the People, maybe At a Time could go in those records just as well. It's got really brilliant songs. The Apologist is just The Apologist followed by The Sad Professor. If you haven't heard those songs, I'd encourage you to stream them because to me they're epic, sweeping, strikingly great songs. I really love those two songs, and that's on side 2 of the album. Hope really doesn't grab me at all, and I think that's Patti Smith influenced song. You're in the Air I like the song. It's a really unique song. The one that kind of really, actually In the Air is the one that's got the funky chorus on it, which I would say it's not a bad song, but I would say it's one of their weaker tracks off this album. Walk Unafraid is kind of like, to me, like a Bang and Blame song. It's a good song, but it kind of doesn't fit in with the rest of the record. It's kind of just a throw in. It doesn't really match the record, but it's definitely a good song. What I would say else about this one, I guess that's it. Parakeet, it doesn't do anything for me. I like the way the album ends with Falls to Climb. I think it's a good song to end the album. Overall, a really good album from R.E.M. Of course, I'm a R.E.M. fan, so take that with a weighted response or a weighted opinion. Die-hard R.E.M. fans may like this more than the casual R.E.M. fans for sure, but the R.E.M.'s Up. Definitely one to look into if you're an R.E.M. fan. All right, next question is question number 3. Need to pick up the pace. All right. The 4 zodiac signs for the 3 summer months are Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. Show an album representing one of these albums in some way. So I'm a Leo myself. I'm a early August birthday. I think the end of August is the next zodiac sign, which I'm clueless which one it is, which is Virgo is the next one. But anyway, I feel like this album here covers all 4 of the zodiac signs, and this is Tears for Fears, The Seeds of Love. One of my favorite bands is Tears for Fears, Roland Olzenball, Kurt Smith, just 2 brilliant musicians, keyboard, 80s. So not everyone's cup of tea, but growing up in the era I did, I just gravitated toward Tears for Fears from their early work up until the great album tipping point. Every single album for me for Tears for Fears is just stellar, up on the highest esteem for my personal tastes. And so this album covers it all. Like I said, for Cancer, the ruling planet is the moon, and there's the moon there on this album. Also, the sun is for Leo. The ruling planet is the sun, which is depicted here on the cover. And also there on the back, the same sun. And the next zodiac sign, Virgo, the ruling element is the earth. And you got the mountains here representing the earth, kind of like rocky hillsides, air sweeping through, kind of reaching here. Flowers, earthy flowers there popping out. It's got the rain coming down. Roland's holding up an umbrella. So I feel like that covers the earth part. And Woman in Chains is on this one, which is just an excellent song. References to natural forces, sun, moon, wind, and rain is depicted in their lyrics. And if you hear the song "Sowing the Seeds of Love," they repeat that refrain in Woman in Chains, the sun, moon, wind, and rain, on the Tears for Fears song, "Sowing the Seeds of Love," which, by the way, I think that is just one of those classic songs that stand the test of time for sure. And then Bad Man's Song, another environmentally conscious song for this particular zodiac signs. It's imagery of storms, weather, and the elements covering the earth. And yeah, this is an atmospheric album, very slower type songs, but they really grab you. They're really in-depth and detailed and moving songs, I would say. Tears for Fears, every single song on the album is that way in my feel. It's a cohesive album from start to finish with the theme that they're going for. I think they do it brilliantly on this record. All right, and try to speed this up a little bit. Number 4, summer break and college kids are returning home and partying with their friends. Talk about a drinking song or one just connected to alcohol. So I didn't really go to college. I was a bad student, had bad grades. And I visited my friends in college at the University of Georgia, which I talked about in the video, 3 or 4 times a week. And drinking was involved. But that was the early days after high school, which I went to a community college and was working a full-time job. I couldn't stay awake during classes. I would fall asleep during classes. I felt like I was in a dead end. So I joined the military. And my dad was in the military, so he thought it was a great idea. So I said, okay, I'll join the military. Hated it. I didn't like it. Wasn't a good soldier either, but I got through 4 years, met my wife in Germany, so all was well. But anyway, since the song implies college years, it got me on the college years track. So really, I wasn't in college, I was in the military, and I thought about the Irish pubs in Germany that we would frequent, my friends in the Army. And one of the songs they played at the Irish pubs, it was off Planet Waves. It's with Bob Dylan, and the song was called Forever Young, which is a classic Irish song ending track as you're leaving. Again, speaking of needing upgraded copy, most of my Dylan records are pristine. The vinyl's pristine on this one, but not so much the cover. But yeah, Forever Young off this record. Definitely also could have picked off Freewheelin', Blowing in the Wind. I was probably played more. But for some reason, the one I remember the most is off those Irish pubs is Forever Young off Planet Waves. Hefeweizen. Highly recommend it if you never tried it. It's better than Guinness. So, all right, and the next one is Summer is Tornado Season. The tri-state tornado in 1925 was on the ground for 219 miles, which is amazing, before dissipating. I can't say it. Anyway, show the 219th album in your collection, and interestingly, it's Bob Dylan all the videos I've seen so far, 219th record is like in the B section. So your album collections are bigger than mine. So I'm kind of jealous, but I'll get there someday. But this one is Bob Dylan, New Morning. And I listened to this song this morning with a cup of coffee, and this is a good cup of coffee album to sit back and listen to. Really great, really good album from Dylan. Not among his best as far as A-list material, but that's such a high bar. This is right in that tier below it. And If Not For You is a good song, a really great song that starts the album. Day of the Locusts, side A is just really great. And side 2 I'm gonna play tomorrow morning. Yeah, this again, I'd say this is a upbeat album compared to Portrait. What's the one before this one? Portraits, Self-Portrait. I didn't like that nearly as much as this one. This is a kind of a return to form, I feel. This has got, who is this? I think it's Maretha Stewart on vocals. She has a great voice on this one. Bob Dylan, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, organ, piano. Al Cooper on Buzzy Fiat and Charlie Daniels, Ron Cornelius, Harvey Brooks, Bob Dylan off this album, New Morning, highly recommended. This is a very good album. All right, Brain Freeze, July is National Ice Cream Month. Show an artist that has a song with the word cold in the title. And I went with Travis. This is the album The Boy With No Name, a Scottish band. It's a really cool gatefold. Travis, just a really laid back sort of, I'd say alternative, maybe even some adult contemporary maybe, but the labels don't bother me. I just know it's good. This one, Closer, is on here. Battleships is great. Eyes Wide Open. Just this is really a solid album, one of my favorites from the band. I love the cover art, but the song on here that I wanted to point out that fits the description is the song Colder, and it's the second to last song on side 2. And this one also has a single that came with it. I guess they couldn't fit on the they couldn't fit it on the album. I love it when they include singles. Travis, Sailing Away on one side. I guess it's just one side. Sailing Away comes with it. Great reissue from Travis. Band I've really come to love and enjoy over the past 3 years. Okay. 7. Flag Day is observed in the U.S. on June 14th. Show an album with a flag on the cover. And sticking with the Bob Dylan theme, this is Chrissie Hynde, and this is Chrissie Hynde sings Bob Dylan, and there's the American flag there on the train. And then there's the train there in the background. And I guess the standout songs for me from memory. I need to give this one another spin. But I really love Standing in the Doorway off this one. It's just so sweet. Blind Willie McTell, and she doesn't try to sound like Dylan. She does her own spin on it, which I feel is the best way to go when you're making tribute albums. Try not to be duplicating the original, kind of like Weezer did with Africa Song. I guess that's Toto. This is a solid album. You can still get it at a really good price. I was just curious, it's still going for a cheap price. I just checked it this morning and still is. You can get this at a really inexpensive cost. If you're a Pretenders fan, Chrissie Hynde fan, this is a no-brainer to pick up for you, especially at the price this point is going for. Chrissie Hynde sings Bob Dylan, Standing in the Doorway. There's a flag there in the front. All right. Okay, number 8. July 1st is Canada Day. Show a Canadian band. I elected to go with the Cowboy Junkies, and this one is another album where non-original songs. This is not a tribute album to any particular band or artist, though. This is various artists' songs reflective of the title, Songs of the Recollection. The songs on here, very eclectic artists that Cowboy Junkies picked. If you're a vinyl lover such as ourselves in the VC, and if you're watching this video, you all love this cover, this wavy vinyl record display. I don't know anyone that would show that. I don't know how you would show your records like that, but a lot of good albums in here. We're reading, it's got Liz Phair, Exile in Guyville, which I'd like to get on that actually. Sufjan Stevens, anybody like him? It's got Abbey Road, the Beatles on here. Who's Gord Downie? Somebody out there knows. Okay. Anyway, so for this one, it's got 5 Years, David Bowie. It's got Oh Las Vegas from Graham Parsons. No Expectation, the Rolling Stones. It's got 2 songs from Neil Young, Don't Let It Bring You Down and Love in Mind. And then Bob Dylan, I've Made Up My Mind to Give Myself to You is on here. And again, own interpretations of the songs, not trying to sound like the original song is a plus. Also has Marathon from Vic Chestnut, which is if you know the Athens, Georgia scene, you're well versed on Vic Chestnut. He's a singer-songwriter. He was paralyzed at the age of 18 in a car wreck. Michael Stipe, lead singer of R.E.M, produced his first 2 solo albums. Just looked on Discogs on the pricing for a Vic Chestnut album, and it's affordable, so I'd like to pull the trigger on that particular album, on some of his albums rather, at some point. But yeah, Cowboy Junkies, Songs of the Recollection, just a great Canadian band. Also has a Cure song on here, 17 Seconds from the Cure. So they really picked a mixture of great artists I love. So you know they have great taste, the Cowboy Junkies do. All right, and next question is, Dog Days of Summer started on July 3rd. Show an album that's a dog in your collection, one you no longer listen to, dislike, or you want to purge. At first I thought of Joni Mitchell, Dog Eat Dog, but I actually like that album. I think that gets panned, but I was wanting to pick it up just because it has dog in the title. I thought that would be perfect, but I'll actually like it. So I went with Kansas Audio Visions. I'll be bringing this to Buffalo if anybody wants to take this off my hand. The first one that says something, it's in my suitcase at the hotel. And it's got a great cover in the front and the back, very unique cover. And my records just went to shit. But anyway, I do want to get Left Overture, 1976 album from Kansas. I do know I love that album, had it as a kid. And then Point of No Return, 1977, 2 classic Kansas albums. And then from there, I probably want to get more. But this one just never connected with me. And this is Kansas Audio Visions. That's my next pick. All right, the next question is summer camp. Every morning a bugle blowing reveille wakes you up. Show a band or a song with horns. All right, so I almost picked Chicago, but that to me is too obvious. So I picked a band band you wouldn't think of for horns, and it's Duran Duran, Notorious. First of all, I never got into this record until last year or 2 years ago. Jeff Witcher showed a Duran Duran excellent video on the band with all the excerpts and the snippets. Just well done. It got me going down the Duran Duran path, and I listened to this and streamed it, and I was like, why didn't I give this album a chance when it came out? But I kind of lost track of this band during this time frame. This would have been, is it really 86? It seems like this would be right one I would pick up immediately, but I can't remember why I didn't stick with Duran Duran. But this has got some great songs. Skin Trade, El Presidente, 2 great songs. Notorious has grown on me over the years, and I feel like overall it's a very solid album, but with regard to the horns, um, yeah, it's the Borneo Horns play on this album. They also played on 3 David Bowie records, Tonight, Never Let Me Down, and Heathen from David Bowie. They're a band called the Borneo Horns, and the American woodwind and brass band, instrumental band. John Taylor of Duran Duran, he worked with them on the Power Station album and insisted that they participate in this Duran Duran Notorious album, and they gladly did. And the songs that feature the horns are the songs I just mentioned, but 6 out of the 10 songs feature the Borneo Horns. So an unlikely source for a brass band is Duran Duran Notorious. Again, very good album. Happy that I picked this one up. And that's my next prompt. All right. Question 11, July 27, is take your house plant for a walk day. Show an album with a flower, shrub, plant, etc. on the cover. And I'm going to dampen the mood. These summer feel-good questions. I'm going to dampen the mood with this album. This is Flowers Wrapped Around a Grenade. So this is the band James, British band, highly underrated. Highly encourage you to check out James. Check out the album 7. Probably one of my favorite albums of all time. Really got me into this band and never looked back. And every single album I feel from this band is just high quality. This is Living in Extraordinary Times, and it's influenced by events such as Brexit, the rise of populism, and growing polarization. So this is in 2018. A lot of the elements of this particular album I feel carry over to 2026. And Tim Booth, the lead singer, focuses on understanding others rather than demonizing them, which is, I think, a great. I'm glad I read that, because I think that is right when you listen to his lyrics. Yeah, it shows how he feels to live in a period of political division, social upheaval, anxiety, and rapid change, while still trying to hold on to hope and human connection. And I think human connection is key here, and really excellent album from this band. And this is not a gatefold, and it's got the flowers that fit the bill for this question as well. Great flowers on the inner sleeve here and on the back. Again, if you don't know James, I would seek him out. Really good band. Okay, next one, getting back into more light topics. Summer blockbuster movies are released. Show a favorite soundtrack, and I'm gonna pick Dirty Dancing. I mean, this was a huge movie when it came out, and I think it came out in the summer, and definitely the whole movie is in the summer, where they're in the cabin or whatever, and yeah, I guess it's usually the ski resort, Poconos or something maybe, and it's the summer months, and I don't remember exactly, but I know that saw this movie in the theaters when I was really young, and this one's got Have the Time of Your Life on it with Bill Medley, Jennifer Warren. She's Like the Wind. Patrick Swayze is a good singer, as it turns out, on this one. Eric Carmen, Hungry Eyes. It's also got a Blow Monkeys song, which I'm partial to. Yeah, so really solid album, solid soundtrack, summertime feeling, and that's Dirty Dancing. Okay. Okay, page number 16 here is question number 13. Cats begin on August 17th. An old legend saying a witch could turn herself into a cat. Show an album with a cat on the cover and one with a witch on the cover. And for the cat, I'm happy to show my VCLT from Peter, Music is a Journey, who I'm making this video for, which I'll put a link in the description of the original video. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't, but this is what he got me sent in the mail. 2 CDs, Japanese shoegaze, and it's a series that he did, like a 5 or 6 part series. Each one is very, very detail oriented and gets you fired up to listen to some of these bands that he refers to. I made a comment in a lot of his videos. Peter was so kind enough to ship this to me over a boat, and it came in surprisingly quick. I thought it would take longer when he originally told me he put it on a boat. But the name of this band, it's all in Japanese, but if you scan, I had to scan it on Discogs to remember what the name of the band was. But this is Kanoko Tiako. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But this is a major label debut from the band, and this is shoegaze, but it also has a lot of K-pop on it. Maybe not K-pop, but more popish sounds off this one. And so I did do some streaming recently on the Japanese shoegaze. Recently, I say in the last 2 or 3 months, and they have a really great album. I think it's their debut album from the same band, and it's called Eureka. It's just, anybody that loves shoegaze would love that album. And this one is good too. It's just not consistently shoegaze. And it's got the pictures of the cats there on the first side. And on the back is the band members and even more cats. So I feel like maybe out of all the response videos, I have the most cats. If I win a prize, Peter maybe will let me know. And there you go. So, and then for the witch part, I'm amazed I have an album with a witch on it, but this is The Offspring. I consider that to be maybe a witch. Looks like a witch with a sombrero. And she's holding up some pills and a gun. So yeah, kind of ominous. And this is a classic Offspring though. If you like their more recognizable albums that you know, that are, I'm drawing a blank on now what the titles are. But there she is in a clown outfit. So she's a multifaceted witch, I feel. But Gone Away, a reimagined version of Gone Away, which is one of their hit songs, is on here. I like this self-titled song, Let the Bad Times Roll. And really happy I picked this up. And this is the Offspring's Let the Bad Times Roll. And kind of weird to have this as my first Offspring album, but there you go. All right, next one is 1415, and I'll just wing it. So number 14 is a road trip song, and I picked the Lemonheads. This is off Come On, Feel the Lemonheads, and I picked the song Into Your Arms. I think their highest charting song is Into Your Arms from the Lemonheads. Come On, Feel the Lemonheads, a double LP. And one of the, during this time frame, I think I played this album so many times, more so than It's About Ray, which I'd like to get that on vinyl as well. But Evan Dando and the rest of the band members, drawing a blank on. But also a trio, I could have picked that as my question, I suppose. And the gem on this one is sides 3 and 4. They got a song in here called Streets of Baltimore. Maybe my favorite Lemonheads album of all time, Streets of Baltimore on this one. So I encourage you to pick this one up. I think it's still available at a good price. All right, and ending this particular video, spell out the word heat with band members. And so UK band, Haircut 100. This is Pelican West, classic that, again, inspired by VC members. I think Dave from Infidelity showed this one. A couple other people inspired me to get this one. Just a super album. Love this one to death. UK band. Easter House, another UK band. This one I've loved since its inception. I saw it at a record store. The song Come Out Fighting, which is on this particular album off Contenders. I got the 12-inch single, remembered it, and then I went on to buy this album here, Easter House Contenders. So love this band, very political band, and only have 2 records to their credit. Asia that was H-E, and this is A, so this spells out H-E-A, and this is the classic Asia. And the song Heat of the Moment's on here. Only Time Will Tell, Soul Survival. It's a powerhouse album off this one. I actually play this one quite a bit. I just really like this band. I like John Wetland's voice. It's a super band or a super group. It's Jeffrey Downs, Steve Howe, Yes members, Carl Palmer, of course, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, John Wetland, I guess, drawing a blank on King Crimson. So yeah, Asia, there you go. And then T is Talking Heads, my favorite Talking Heads record. And I wrote a whole shitload of notes on here, but I'm not going to say it because it's a long video. But I really partial to this album. I like it so much. I think it's my favorite Talking Heads album right now, anyway. Fear of Music is also a great. Definitely my top two are those two. Yeah, Jerry Harrison, Chris Franz, a drummer, and Martina Weymouth are married. Got married during the early years and are still married today. Great love story in the rock community. So many years married in the rock industry. So congrats to them. So that's my summer vinyl tag video. Thanks for watching if you watched this far. And please, if you do anything, thumbs up to Peter's video. And I'll put a link in the description. Thank you for watching.